She is now 85 years old, and Priscilla Johnson McMillan has a unique place in American history. She worked as a researcher for President John F. Kennedy when he was a U.S. Senator and became a personal friend. A few years later, she also got to know his assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald.
What was Oswald like?
Very quiet. I was sorry for him because he seemed lost, and I thought he looked like a college boy. His manner was that of some rather tentative, rather shy.
It was 1959. McMillan was working as a newspaper reporter in Moscow at the height of the Cold War. She was told Oswald, a young former U.S. Marine, was trying to defect to the Soviet Union. So she arranged to meet him in a room on the third floor of Moscow's Metropole Hotel, where she interviewed Oswald for 6 hours.
He wanted to talk about Marxian economics, which I didn't want to talk. I wanted to talk about him.
What did he want?
He wanted never to go back to the United States.
Oswald lived in the Soviet Union for nearly 3 years, where he met and married this young Russian woman, Marina. Years later, McMillan and Marina became close friends, and she wrote this book, Marina and Lee, The Tormented Love and Fatal Obsession Behind Lee Harvey Oswald's Assassination of John F. Kennedy.
What did he say motivated him?
A belief in Marxist ideology, and he hated capitalism.
Oswald returned to the United States in 1962. McMillan says he continued to follow communism, but also suffered from psychological and marital problems.
He knew there was something wrong with him, himself, but he had these other things. I'm afraid you've got to say delusions, that he was something bigger than he was. He thought he was a great man. He was going to assert himself for history.
In April 1963, he is said to have tried to assassinate General Edwin Walker, a well-known anti-communist firebrand, but he missed.
He got away from it scot-free, and unfortunately, that set him up for something else. And a few days later, he told Marina he was going to go and have a look at Nixon, and she locked him in the bathroom. And for the rest of their time together, she was afraid that he would do something violent.
By November of 1963, he and Marina were living apart. McMillan says on November 21st, the eve of the Kennedy assassination, Oswald tried to get back together with Marina, but she refused. He left her $180 and his wedding ring.
I think his leaving the wedding ring was dissociating himself from her, from what he was about to do.
Do you think the Mafia killed President Kennedy?
No.
The CIA?
No.
LBJ?
No.
Oswald alone?
Yeah, I do, yes. And I think he got away with it because he was alone. And I also think that if there'd been anybody else, it would have fouled him up. I would put a lot of emphasis on the mental illness. You know, he was going to end up badly, but that he ended up badly and as an historic figure, that would have taken a lot to predict. And Marina thought he was sorry. He was crying.
In the decades since, McMillan has reflected on her unique role, having known both assassin and victim.
My motive was because Kennedy was always asking questions. He asked me many, many questions, and I think he asked everybody a lot of questions. He'd want to know why he died. He'd want to know why this young man had nothing better to do than go out and shoot someone, much less go out and shoot him.
Ms. McMillan says Oswald told her, "I want to give the people of the United States something to think about." He was referring to his move to the Soviet Union, but 4 years later fulfilled that wish in a way McMillan could never have imagined. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, I'm Eric Shawn, Fox News.